说，此时尚有如此。
一片印证。
Hello guys, welcome back to the Animation Recaps channel. In this video, we're continuing the storyline of Jade Dynasty Season 2, Episode 4, which tells the story of Xiao Fan working together with the Acacia Sect and the Myriad Poison Sect to eliminate the Longevity Palace Sect. Xiao Fan is shown to be greatly feared by everyone. To find out the full storyline, don't forget to like and subscribe first if you enjoy it. And let's get straight into the plot. Everyone could be seen ganging up on Yu Yangzi, and Lu Shuiqi, who had already gathered the power of her thunder, launched an attack towards Yu Yangzi. Yu Yangzi tried to defend himself using his treasured artifact. He sacrificed his blood to unleash the blood curse technique. However, Lu Shuiqi continued to pressure Yu Yangzi, and a massive explosion occurred due to the collision of the two great power. The powerless Yu Yangzi conceded defeat, but vowed that he would take revenge 100-fold, and then he left. When Li Di wanted to pursue him, Xiao Yikai stopped him, saying there were many dangers in this swamp. Wen Ming could then be seen asking about Lu Shuiqi's condition.
学姐，不打紧。
多谢李师兄。萧师兄思虑周全。
Elsewhere, disciples of the Longevity Palace could be seen injured from the battle against the Ghost King sect, and Meng Ji was worried about Yu Yangzi. Then, the Longevity Palace disciples were shocked to see Yu Yangzi return severely injured. Yu Yangzi said that it was nothing. Then, Meng Ji asked all the disciples to rest, and he helped Yu Yangzi to rest. Yu Yangzi instructed all his subordinates to prepare the next morning to go to the swamp in search of the treasure, and Meng Ji could only remain silent as he observed the severely injured condition of all the disciples.
堂主，还不快去休息！
Yu Yangzi said that at that time, there was no other way because the abilities of the righteous faction disciples were so high. He was forced to use the blood curse technique to break through their encirclement, and his cultivation had regressed, due to the effects of the blood curse. Moreover, there were still 3 major sects watching from the shadows. The Longevity Palace would surely have been annihilated if Yu Yangzi had retreated any later. Yu Yangzi instructed everyone to do their best to obtain the treasure later, because with that treasure, there was hope for the Longevity Palace sect. And Yu Yangzi then sat down to recover.
属下去就回。
Green smoke could be seen coming and poisoning the disciples, and Yu Yangzi was puzzled by Meng Ji's disappearance.
没回来。蒙基呢？出来！堂主。
However, only Meng Ji's weapon remained, as he had already been killed by Qin Wuyan, and Qin Wuyan was impressed that Yu Yangzi could still recognize him in the darkness. Yu Yangzi said Qin Wuyan wasn't afraid of being thrown into hell by the Heavenly Evil King, because the Myriad Poison Sect was ruthless, even towards fellow sacred sects. Qin Wuyan replied that his sect couldn't bear all of that. Jinpinger also arrived, surprising Yu Yangzi. All the disciples of the Longevity Palace could be seen entranced by her charm technique.
你说是吗，金仙子？香。
Yu Yangzi instructed all of his disciples not to look into Jinpinger's eyes because of her charm technique. Jin Pinger knew that Yu Yangzi was setting a trap by killing the Acacia sect disciples to make it seem like the Myriad Poison sect was responsible. Yu Yangzi wouldn't meet the Mingwang goddess in hell after committing such cruelty between factions.
平儿给您老。如此。
Suddenly the moon turned red, and thick red fog appeared. It turned out to be the arrival of Gui Li, or Xiao Fan, who had joined the gathering. Xiao Fan didn't even hesitate to kill several disciples from the Longevity Palace sect. Yu Yangzi then realized that from the beginning, the three of them had been targeting him and ignoring this danger, even though he wanted to sow discord among these three sects.
原来你们三家
Then Qin Wuyan trapped them using his poison, and said that those who surrendered could save their lives. Moreover, the Longevity Palace was about to end. Hearing that, one terrified disciple ran and surrendered. As the others were about to surrender, Yu Yangzi briefly stopped them. Seeing those who were terrified, Yu Yangzi let them out of the poison circle. Yu Yangzi realized that he was old and had reached a dead end, and that the centuries-old Longevity Palace would be destroyed in his hands. Yu Yangzi intended to surrender and join one of the three of them, while explaining his advantages.
投降了你们。
However, Xiao Fan interjected, questioning where Yu Yangzi's position would be if he joined the Ghost King sect, because in terms of seniority and skills, Yu Yangzi was more experienced. Seeing them about to attack together, Yu Yangzi once again unleashed his treasured artifact.
小池佩服，此时尚有如此。
He used a forbidden technique, causing all the candles within the Longevity Palace sect to extinguish as well. Elsewhere, the disciples of the righteous factions were injured from the battle. Win Ming checked Song Daren's injuries from the previous fight, but Song Daren refused, saying he had no serious wounds, and that as a disciple of the Qing Yun sect, it was his duty to exterminate demons. Feeling that her concern was unappreciated, Win Ming became annoyed and approached Lu Shuiqi. Lu Shuiqi then suggested that Win Ming should treat Song Daren well. However, Win Ming said that Song Daren was very naive, especially since the master of Great Bamboo Peak could kidnap Teacher Zhu to marry her. Upon hearing that, Lu Shuiqi said that indeed, all the disciples of Great Bamboo Peak were naive people. Lu Shuiqi then remembered Xiao Fan.
他呀，就是老实过头了。师姐，怎么教出的徒弟却笨成这个样子？都是老师。
Meanwhile, Xiao Yikai was discussing with Li Di and Faxiang because they hadn't found any clues about the treasure after searching for days. Li Di asked if Xiao Yikai wanted to venture deeper into the swamp for the treasure. However, Faxiang warned about the dangers of the swamp, which was filled with poisonous gas, animals, and insects. Xiao Yikai then explained his tactic of bringing high cultivation disciples into the swamp, while the other disciples searched the outskirts. The two of them then followed Xiao Kai's plan. Yu Yangzi, who had been successfully eliminated, had been buried in the swamp.
玉阳子是
Suddenly, a golden light appeared, radiating high into the sky. With the issues concerning the Longevity Palace resolved, Qin Wuyan took his leave. As Jin Pinger left, Qin Wuyan asked her to show mercy when fighting in the deep swamp. Then Xiao Fan also departed. After that, Xiao Fan instructed his subordinate Xia Sheng to be on duty outside the swamp, and to be vigilant against the Acacia sect and the Myriad Poison sect. Yan Hui was seen reporting that the people from the main hall, namely Qing Long and Zhuke, had come to the Death Swamp a few days ago. Xiao Fan then ordered them not to spread this matter and asked everyone to act as
你和
usual.
沙僧驻守在外侧，
副宗主，
此事不要宣扬。
青龙、朱雀两
Xiao Fan told Diego, who was behind him, to leave if he wanted to stay alive. Upon hearing that, instead of being grateful, Diego became angry and left.
就赶紧离开。
The righteous factions could be seen heading towards the deep swamp. Seeing the numerous skulls and the increasingly thick smoke ahead of them, Xiao Yikai warned everyone to be careful, because the poisonous gas was extremely deadly, and instructed them to use their body-protecting treasures. Slowly, they entered. Meanwhile, outside, Grandpa Joe and Xiao Huan also saw the golden ray of light in the sky. Grandpa Joe feared that the world and living beings would fall into chaos again, because the treasured artifact had appeared in the world, along with the internal conflicts within the demonic sects. Here, Xiao Huan was worried about Jin Pinger, but her grandfather told his granddaughter to worry about herself
我也不
first.
知道平儿姐姐会不会有事。
呀，又要生灵。
爷爷，
Suddenly, Diego appeared walking alone. He saw Xiao Huan and tried to run away. However, Xiao Huan intended to return the umbrella that Diego had lent her yesterday and thank him. Then Xiao Huan bid farewell to Diego.
道长，江湖路远。
Diego then began to fall in love with Xiao Huan. He slowly followed Xiao Huan and her grandfather. Inside the swamp, Faxiang asked everyone not to act rashly because the poison here was deadly. Everyone moved cautiously, but suddenly a massive poison vortex appeared. Not just one, but more and more of these vortices appeared, and everyone had to evade them. Eventually, they used protective shields to defend against the poison. After passing through it, Li Di said it wasn't as rumored, which described this poison as terrifying. But it was just ordinary. Xiao Yikai told Li Di not to underestimate the situation because they hadn't entered the deep swamp yet. Suddenly, lightning struck powerfully, causing them to panic immediately because a massive snake had appeared. And that's the storyline for Jade Dynasty Season 2, Episode 4, guys. As the main character who has become the villain, we've only seen a glimpse of Zhang Xiaofan's great power so far. And will Xiaofan meet Lu Shuiqi in the Deep Swamp? Let's wait and see in Jade Dynasty Season 2, Episode 5. Lastly, see you in the next episode.